Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Rogues at Night. It's been a while, but we're back. And we're gonna go ahead and cover a game that I've been looking forward to for a while. Dragon is Dead. It is a side-scrolling 2D roguelike with equipment and skill progression mechanics. I want to honestly show you guys what it looks like. You get a little bit of progression down, different elements of the town and such, and then also kind of show you how it is when you start off fresh. Um, from what I know about the story so far, actually, we can show you that. Very dark story. So why not start the new game? Where have the dragons gone? Considering that the runes were the cause of their downfall, and the runes are both a blessing and a curse. And so here, as you can see, it's very Castlevania-like in the movement, dodging mechanics, but as we move forward and unlock more of the game, it feels a lot more like Diablo. Diablo 2 to be specific, where you have your health, your mana, and then you're building a class and a character in a way that you want to progress throughout the overall game. And so, as you can see here, you got like a little healing potion, which is nice. The verticality, the equipment that you get, your characters, like as you saw, characters and gear, your stats are what actually decide your character, and there are upwards of, I believe, 13. I think there are a total of 13 characters that are planned for this game, but there are only 3 in the game right now, which is the Berserker, the Spellblade, and like there's one other. I have not unlocked anything other than the Spellblade yet. But as you can see, it's very extensive as to how many stats that you're working with. Your defensive skills, um, resources, which is just mana basically, and then your mixed skills. You have a basic 3-hit combo, and your basic attacks are what charge your resource. Your resources that you spend on these more advanced abilities as you are able to progress through the game. Now, one thing I will say is there's a steep difficulty curve in this game. Unlike other roguelikes where it's kind of like a little bit more forgiving, you will find very often, especially since it's an early access game, there are points where you're like, that doesn't feel right, that doesn't feel okay. For instance, like these ranged enemies, they can shoot at angles that don't make sense, nor that you would normally see, or the animation, sometimes the arrow will leave before certain little nitpicky things. But I would say to keep in mind that it's not the finished product yet, but as it is right now, it feels really good. I would say personally, it does not feel clunky, and that's because I'm using a controller. And I think that if you're gonna play this game, you should use the controller, just because it really does let you like interact with the game in the best way possible. And so as you see, we cleared through that. I was trying not to take as much damage, but talking and playing harder than it seems. And now you have 2 different choices. Artifacts, I'm gonna pick here because they're actually what In other roguelikes, you would have like your equipment that you're getting. This or in Dead Cells, this would be three different types of equipment you could choose from. In this, you have the choice to control your own skills and what your character is going to use, but then you can modify it alongside these scaling choices. And so it's something that I have found to be it's a hard way to say it, but I feel like it's right where it needs to be in terms of complexity because there's so many um, artifacts and their pairs of traits that it's kind of difficult to link them all up, but you'll start to see as progression kind of entails, it's a long form game. So when you're able to get the certain number of artifacts linking up, some are super strong, and just getting the right one and having the right number of traits will get you where you need to be. It's always really important to though look at what the actual item is doing. So, for instance, kind of like Strike, movement speed, healing. It's nice, but it's not as impactful as, let's say, Mark of the Caravan, because long term, critical chance is a huge factor of getting your damage spikes up there, and then getting gold over time is useful. But for now, let's look at this. Serene Ointment. It's a simple one to go for. It works well with burning, and this is the first skill point you use. But yeah, this is the way that I kind of experienced the game at first. I spent like the first day not beating the first boss at all, learning how to like interact with the first area, and I think it really encapsulates the entire game experience in this first area because of how difficult it is, or it seems, because you don't have nearly as much tools to deal with the craziness that comes later on in the game. It's very simple, very daunting. And these skills are pretty interesting. So, for instance, the base idea is that all of these basic skills do a certain percentage of damage and then do a certain dot or effect. Chilled can stack to making them frozen. They move slower. They attack slower. Jolted does damage over time, and then also can do electrocuted, which like stops them from doing anything. And then burning just does raw damage. And from I've found the most success in my experience with using like focusing on one avenue of skill type. So like if I'm gonna go frost, I'll go all frost because that's how my items are building right now. But there are different items that benefit you for having one of every type in each slot. So there are multiple ways to build, which is really interesting. I'm getting ahead of myself there. Oh, I did not notice a wolf there. That's something that is constantly happening to me. Things are blending into the background. We got Mark of the Caravan again. Ooh, that's crazy. Yeah, it's hard. So this is good to know. Like you can look at what your synergies are, and so this is the best option right now. And you know, as in most roguelikes, there's an area after a certain number of stages where you're able to heal, upgrade your items and such. But this happens in a way where it feels literally like if Diablo's entire campaign is put into a roguelike setting. So like you're going through the first section of the game, you fight that boss. You get that second section of the game, you fight that boss, and it ramps up the difficulty in the same manner, unlike I've experienced in other roguelites. And as you can see here, this is only the first area, or the first time you're getting to this point. You're not going to have all of the other options that are available yet. But progression is crazy. Let's see if we can actually make it to Longmore on our first attempt here, and then I'll switch over to the other save I play on to show you what it's like once you get a little bit further into the game. Some of the points that I did have though were the game is centered around you uh, understanding and respecting damage cycles of the bosses, and really coming to terms with what the character's kit is that you're using. So, for instance, if you're using the Spell Blade, getting really familiar with what they're doing. Um, and due to the steep difficulty curve in the initial hours, and being forced to use this one character, a lot of people may be turned off initially. There was even a point where I had to like hunker down and just lock in order to like not let all the negative like self like all the negative shit that can just come up when you're playing a game that's this difficult. That can happen. So definitely be aware of that if you're playing. Um, oh yeah, I'm skipping all this story. Let's read this. The Order presumes that the dragon who once fled into the rift to escape the punishment has finally emerged in open rifts all around the world. A rift appeared quite some distance from here, in the burial ground. We desperately need your help to drive out this consuming darkness. Ahead of you is the Forest of Spirits. It was a flourishing forest of vine and spirits under the influence of two great tree spirits that guarded the forest. Deep in this forest, the upright and strong tree spirit Guinevere has fallen. According to a survivor of the battle, the two bloodstained faces grew on a large branch. Defeat the creature, cut off a part of it, and bring it to me. A piece of the falling tree spirit can be used to rid the entrance of Gallatin Cave of the bloodlines that surround it. May you always walk in the light. And so, yeah, a general story of some magical, malevolent being casting death over a land, and you being chosen to understand and fight through it. But specifically in this one, it's interesting because of a specific factor. We'll see. If thou can get to the tree spirit Longmore and slay him, and remove his horns, by removing the horns of the evil spawn during the fall, you will bring to rest my wary companion. And there's some magic equipment that you can get. There are different rarities of equipment that you can find as well. Let's go with, yeah. Let's show you all everything that there is in this. So you see how enemies spawn in. Ooh. That was my fault. I should have not taken damage there. But those spear guys are one of the harder enemies to deal with earlier on. Nice. Those ruby chests require ruby keys. Sometimes they drop from these. Sometimes they don't. You never know. Let's see what we're gonna go with. I have always had a lot of success. I don't think we get another artifact after him, unfortunately. Just thinking about it, I don't think we get another artifact after him. So yeah, whatever we get out of this level will be what we get. Excuse me, we don't get another stage before the boss fight, is what I meant to say. The dodge is very powerful, but it has a cooldown, so you have to respect it. Like, I knew this enemy was here, so purely because I knew the ranged enemy was there, I had to engage him, only from knowing that those motherfuckers have an attack that just is hit scan, and then they also have a far rating attack. Oh. So what happened there was I was trying to dodge in the direction that I was pointing, but my character kept dodging in whatever direction he felt like dodging, which was, for some reason, whichever way it was, I don't know. But yeah, death happens. And this is what happens here. You meet Andes, the previous successful. Successor is what you are. The person who can go through death and experience and learn from it. Noble for retired successor to find and nurture the next in line. This is where I don't fit in. I'm just here to investigate the rift in this village, which is different from the ones I've seen before. It's personal. As they say, the successor has already been here. I've been waiting to see what he's up to. It looks like you could use a little help, if you don't mind. I'd like to give you some advice as a senior. The successors each have unique abilities. They can manipulate the elements, work with blood, or speak with spirits. I have such abilities. I am skilled with this great sword and artifacts. Dragons usually are good with artifacts. It may be because I'm close to a dragon. Still, I am very good at identifying objects of will and unlocking their potential. Have you ever used the artifact on the altar? An average person would need help with withstanding the power of more than one artifact. But successors born with the power of the runes must harness it, and all the previous successors have harnessed the power of the artifacts. Each artifact has a different will, but some have similar powers. They resonate with each other, amplifying their power. Have you noticed? In that regard, I think you are most in need of experience with more artifacts. Take this first. It's a jar of yet unidentified artifacts. I am Troda Drakan in the merchant group takes care of the artifacts. If you show him this, I'm sure he'll be pretty favorable. You'll get more artifacts. When you're ready, I'll tell you the next step. Good luck. And from there, you end back up in the town. And each time you go through, you get more of the story. You get more quests. You get more places to reach, and a reason to strive past the first area like that. But yeah, basically, I don't feel like reading through all of these. I would let you guys do it yourself, mainly because it's honestly interesting. Um, More interesting that way because the game is awesome. Get it? It's only $17.99. It's literally worth it worth it to me because Dead Cells was a similar price, similar thing. That Binding of Isaac, a lot of these different roguelikes, we never get to see them with so much, what's it called? So much already planned out and done in front of you, and then they're wanting to be more put on in it. And with something so complex, as I can now switch to, I want to show y'all my other character and how it is once you do get through a little bit more of the game. So as you see, you're able to find and utilize a lot more equipment. All the abilities get stronger. You have more people in your town. And I'll even do a little run here to show a little bit more of the game. I honestly assumed there was going to be an airbow guy there. Oh yeah. And I always go with my tried and true Sword of Frost. What is that? What is that? And that's some of the cool shit that happens with like these legendary weapons and items. So for instance, this one charges 8 per second when in combat. 50 resources are 50% or less. And then killing an enemy or hitting a boss with core skills return 20%, 26% of the combat resources spent. This reduces the amount of damage I take, and then this makes it so that Sword of Frost hits 3 times in a row, and then 65% chance to do a AOE attack. Therefore, that's the complexity that I was talking about. And as you see, once you have this, it becomes a scaling snowball effect. Let's see. I wanted to. Currency's worth it here. Sometimes the skill gem one is worth it if it's advanced, because it gives you 2 skill points, and skill points are worth it from soul gems. But when you have money and you've unlocked more things, as you can even see, my health potions are stronger and I have more of them. Able to buy these items here. That would be luck times 2. No. Neither on that. Don't want any fire. You're not gonna restock for me. That might be a glitch. That sucks. How about you? He does restock. No. 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 One more. Ooh. That would be so good if you were doing burning. You might as well. Because what that can let you do is if now I invest into like a fireball skill or something, or later on I invest into what is this? No, give me stock ones. Give me anything. I could have played that a little bit better, but that's just what it is. Home of Guinevere. Grab my favorite right hook. And once you see that, I like Frost Arrow more than anything else though. It does so much damage. For sure. As when you saw that text that said dodge, I didn't not actually dodge that. The dodge chance happened, and that's actually one of the things that it's a big debate right now in the Discord. If armor or dodge is more effective. I found little things like changing the direction of your attack actually makes your attack come out a little bit faster. And since enemies get stunned by damage, as long as you're not doing an unblockable attack, you can hit stun enemies to death very easily. Ooh. That's a legendary one. All skill damage by 50%. That's a hard one just not to take. But this one is good because I'm doing weird burning shenanigans, so it works. I want to see how this honestly works. This is very interesting. I wouldn't normally do this on one of my runs just because it's not what I normally do. But to just get the ability to fuck around with it, sure, that's 256 damage. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. As you can see, my attack speed is ridiculous. Like a jump attack, plus that is enough. Do not be mistaken that those motherfuckers can throw that shit directly downwards. Like, that's one of the things in this game that can get you off guard. Over hits a burner, you did 10% increased damage with over 5 for 5 seconds. Makes him vulnerable for 3.5 seconds. Why not? See, I'm doing this just yeah, no, I'm just gonna do that. I like the Sword of Toss making things vulnerable. It's because if it on any of the hits, it makes them vulnerable. It then works. Oh, a rare artifact. Oh, baby. Physical attack, magical attack with resources, critical chance, critical damage. When enemy takes damage over time, there's a 20% of their damage over time is amplified. Okay, all that matters here is which one has the best synergy. That's so hard, bro. Yeah, nah, I gotta take that. Holy shit. This run is turning into something. It's nice. Alright, so now we fight Longmore. We don't have a bunch of abilities, which sometimes that will help with Longmore, but like, I'd like to show this. He's one of the best designed bosses, first bosses I've fought in a long time in the side scroller. seeing you're seeing here that I'm just destroying them, unfortunately. But yeah, and this is what comes with the progression. Oh shit! What the fuck is that? I'm getting my cold build together, brother. Ah, ah, let's go! Let's fucking go! Dude, on fucking camera too, let's fucking go, bro. Like, that's sick. I've never even seen that. So I've been trying to build something for cold this whole time. And like I just keep getting interesting items for cold. Like and it's just awesome. It's just awesome to see things develop over time. Irregardless. Irregardless. Things are like this is shit like that is the reason why I think you should pick this game up. It's just awesome. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my time so far. And with that, I think that's a good enough point to stop and say, Rap Jacket is dead. It's a good game. Check it out. Oh, you know what I fucking forgot? I had the music muted because I was playing it in the background the other day. The music in this game is even awesome too. I'm sorry about that. I was playing it while I was chatting in Discord and couldn't barely hear people, so let's turn that back on. Oh, there we go. Oh, fuck. That's fine. I'll get code notification literally next. It's not for this build anyway, so it's not a big deal. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that shit's dealing a lot of damage, bro. Oh, that hurt. But as you can see, I like glass cannon builds as well. Like, I didn't even have to attack that nigga, bro. That is funny. it's weird because it's literally like pushing me to doing the combination build for no reason. And it's like, all right, cool, fine, fuck it, I'll figure it out. All right, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Hold on, give me a second. I'll figure it out. That shit has so much fucking range and height. It's gross. Did 1,000 fucking damage. You understand that? I did 1,000 damage. I've never seen something do that much fucking damage. Especially at high level of shit. Like, that's the only reason why I'm sticking with the burning. Because I'm like, that shit can just do some nuts damage for some reason. Oh. See, that's one of those instances where, like, I was pressing forward, and then I pulled back at the last second, and it, like, dodged the way I did not want to dodge. That's crazy how far I traveled. I can't even be mad. Can't even be mad. What's the second boss here? I shouldn't have taken that much damage, but you know, shit happens. Maybe lock in at the end there. Bro, they're giving me some cool items. Oh, baby. Increase your damage to enemies to your critical hit chance? What? Increases your damage to enemies by your critical hit chance. That's so good. Brother. Brother. We getting all the good legendaries, baby. I don't even know what that means. There's so much cool shit in here, though. I don't want to spoil off in too much of the game, but I just wanted to show like how cool it was, and how I feel like a lot of people are gonna be missing out on something, you know. Whoa. I would 110% change that dexterity and call it a day. Ruby keys are nice to have. We need potions, clearly, for this run to work. We need this. Thank you. Alright. Can't buy Blizzard. We could buy Frost Arrow. Frozen Shackles. You will not be dispelled by any attacks during the duration of Frozen. Holy shit. We have to take it. We have to take it. We have to take it. Because it makes it so that our Frozen shit now works with everything else that we're doing. Oh. Oh, we don't have the money. Oh, pain. Oh, pain. Pain. This is actually useful because then that's actually super good. Momentum to 4 though. Momentum to 4. Momentum to 4. It's hard. It's a hard choice. We either get luck and sturdy up, increase the amount of experience you gain for 10%. Like, nah, this is definitely that one. It's definitely that choice right there. This is a very interesting build. I've never thought of going. I'm actually gonna screenshot this for the Discord because it's super cool. But yeah, I think I would like to wrap things up here and call it a review. So, from my experience so far, I had a lot of struggle in the early parts of this game. I definitely had my frustrations, but there was something at the end of the frustration. There was something at the end of the difficulty. There was something behind the challenge. And I think that I implore you to, if you are going to undertake this game and this challenge, to stick it through, to be a part of the journey, and don't let death or defeat put you down. Enjoy some hard gaming. It's good for you. And with that, that's another episode of Rogues at Night. I'd like to thank you all for joining me. I'll be periodically playing games that I enjoy. Probably be doing a lot more episodes of Rogue at Night on this game as I progress. But yeah, stay tuned. Have a good one.